Gary Daniels.
I didn't even notice he was gone.
He is the current reigning AIWF Canadian Heavyweight Champion. The Muscle Beast from Muscle Beach, Wesley Pipes!
As you can see, Wesley Pipes down one title after the results of her last show. It's worth noting that Wesley Pipes didn't tap out. He was not pinned. He was almost choked to death with a chain by Dick Durning. That is what it takes to put this man down. But the ace of the Maritimes is our champion.
I'm going to compose myself for a second. There's no weapons in this match, Travis. This is a one-fall match. You win by submitting your opponent, by pinning his shoulders to the mat, or by count out or disqualification. This is not a. This is not.
And
let's
his
get
opponent.
a chain and try and strangle someone.
He is the current, reigning, and defending, undisputed Superstars of Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, the Ace of the Maritimes, Dick Durning!
Ladies and gentlemen, do not check your resolution. You heard RJ Hooper correct. Dick Durning is the new Superstars of Wrestling champion. And as much as my client doesn't like the method of that had happened, all was legal. Chains, chairs, the whole kitchen sink if you must. Dick used it to his advantage, just as Wesley did, and Dick walked out victorious. But you're right, this is a traditional wrestling contest, and we're going to see who the better man is tonight.
I want to know, so Sussex also condones littering. The illiterates condone littering. They just throw garbage in the ring now.
I used to feel bad for the people of Salisbury until we visited Sussex, and I had to hear what you had to say about them. The fans are throwing streamers out of respect of Dick Durning, a time-honored tradition in professional wrestling, but Kotsab still heated that he couldn't get control of his client, but that's neither here nor there.
Tonight, the title is coming back where it belongs. Oh, this guy, Dick Durning.
Well, anyways, Matt Patterford, our official, calls for the bell, and we have two matches in a row. Special guest, the voice above the noise, RJ Hooper. Kotsab, aren't you happy to see him?
Oh,
This is great. Kotsab and I at the same table? Oh, Kotsab, aren't you honored?
joy, wondrous.
Well, right, the main event tonight isn't Hooper versus Kotsabasakis. It is Durning versus Pipes. Both these men have such legit pedigree. Some of the people Dick Durning has defeated: Speedball Mike Bailey, 1/3 of the current Trios champions; PJ Black, some of you might know him as Justin Gabriel; former world champion Jack Swagger. But let's not dismiss.
Hey, don't forget this one. Hand-picked by the former WWE champion Cody Rhodes to be his hand-picked opponent.
Why are you waiting on that, RJ Hooper? Cody Rhodes handpicked this man to be one of his opponents.
He did, absolutely. One of the few stops in Cody Rhodes' independent run in Canada, and he handpicked Dick Durning for his opponent. That speaks to the pedigree of Dick Durning.
Absolutely. But let's not write off Wesley Pipes too quickly. Wesley Pipes has defeated Chris Masters, an absolute Adonis of a man. Tag team specialist, multi-time tag team champion Charlie Haas, as well as multiple world champion Mr. Kennedy, or Anderson if you know him as such. And it's fitting we're in Sussex tonight, RJ, because he defeated Carlito, Puerto Rican legend, in this very building.
That is very true.
And Kotsab, the same week he defeated Carlito, he went to Mexico for the World Cup, and then Fenway Park he wrestled in, all in a span of 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's world traveled. He's competed against the best. Carly, you mentioned all the names. I don't have to repeat them. Competed in legendary venues. Now, not a lot of people think of what the venue has on their psyche. You got to live at Fenway Park, one of the most legendary venues in all of sports. You got to you feel like you got to live up to that hype when you're at a venue like that.
I do have to say, Travis, there is one name that Dick Durning defeated that you forgot to mention.
Please.
And that is one Joshua Kotsabasakis.
Oh, of course. How can I forget that?
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought that up. That is wonderful.
Hey, Rob, do me a favor. Why don't you tell everyone who I won my world championship from, too?
Well, that, of course, would have been Dick Durning. You, along with the rest of your teammates in the frat, helped make that happen.
Speaking of which, man, you've been in the ring with both these men. You saw the technical pedigree that are like, how do you escape a pin like that when both your shoulders are crucifixed?
It's incredibly hard, especially the weight that these gentlemen have. These are big boys, hence the term heavyweight champion.
I mentioned Wesley.
Another thing we want to talk about, too. February 28th, TD Station. We've got Wesley Pipes taking on Rhyno. We have Dick Durning taking on Chris Masters. Now, Pipes has fought Masters. Durning has fought Rhyno. And each of those pairings have created a relationship afterwards. I'm curious to see how that's going to go. What has Rhyno learned from Durning about Pipes? And what has Masters learned about... You get what I'm saying.
100%. I get excellent.
Coach have at a loss for words for the intense action in the ring right now. You have to give credit where credit is due here. The last time these two men faced each other was in a vicious, bloody dog collar match where Dick Durning won the title. Dick Durning already defending the title here tonight against Wesley Pipes once again.
Picture perfect drop kick. Kotsab mentions how well both these men know each other. Durning not falling for the fake sportsmanship of Wesley Pipes. Full head of steam from Durning, and a Tobe Suicida drops the former champion.
Pipes actually got lucky there. Pipes got lucky there when Durning landed. Durning's arm was behind Pipes' head that actually helped prevent Pipes from cracking his head off this floor. Impact. Hard impact all the same.
Goodness.
Oh, and speaking of hard impact, what do you make of that knife-edge chop?
Just the brutality and sound.
Oh, and Pipes rakes the eyes. And a clubbing blow from Wesley Pipes. Now, Wesley Pipes threw away a 23-year friendship for the Superstars of Wrestling title, and now he doesn't even have that.
All right. And if you ask Pipes, I guarantee he would tell you what any other competitor would tell you. Worth it.
The title is everything. The title equals money. There's no reason for anyone to not want to do everything they can for that championship.
Gary Daniels getting in some sneak shots with Pettifer having his back turned. Gary not taking kindly to Durning, making him give him 2 for flinching.
You have to appreciate the fact that our general manager is so obviously unbiased as it comes to this contest.
Got unbiased general managers, unbiased commentators, obviously. But a butterfly suplex from Wesley Pipes. And Durning able to kick out.
Look at the intensity. Look, he immediately grabs that chin lock.
It's a shame our ownership, Jeffrey Graves, is not here tonight. I feel he would have much to say about his appointed general manager.
Gary Daniels.
Gary Daniels looks like the small boss man.
You know what, Kotsab? You're all right by me tonight. Man, Wesley Pipes so big, though. Look at him just that forearm across the throat. And Durning able to turn into a back suplex.
Goodness. Wesley Pipes took the Superstars of Wrestling Championship to Mexico. He made that title not just a regional title, but an international title. Now Dick Durning trying to up the game. His first championship defense against the former champion Wesley Pipes. There is no cowardice about Dick Durning. His second defense will be at TD Station February the 28th against a former WWE superstar, a man of incredible stardom. You can't take anything away from Dick Durning.
And Pipes with the referee distracted. Gary Daniels
again putting his hands where they do not belong.
Gary Daniels.
Bold of you, RJ, to say that Durning's second defense will be at TD Station. He has to get through this one to have a second one.
That is very fair. Wesley Pipes could defend the title against Rhyno. What a match that would be. The Superstars of Wrestling Championship being defended against the last former ECW champion.
I unfortunately have to give Kotsab fair play on that one. If there's one human you don't want to look past, it's Wesley Pipes. And Wesley Pipes just ran past Durning with that lariat, Kotsab.
Durning's head is somewhere near the Sussex flea market.
Like a stampeding gorilla, just blew right through Durning. But a very nonchalant pin. Wesley Pipes is a veteran, a wily veteran, should know better than to do such a nonchalant pin.
He should know better, but I don't think it was about tactics. I think it was more getting in the head of Durning, right, Josh?
He wants to get in the head of Durning. He wants to, we've talked before, as much of a consummate professional as Durning is, bit of a hothead.
He's emotional.
He's emotional. It's a tactic I use to get, look, I'm a much smaller competitor than Durning. There's no way I should be able to put up a fight against him. So what do? You get in his head. And now imagine that with Wesley Pipes, who has the strength, has the muscle mass to not only beat Durning down, but also play the mental game as well.
Well, he has the mass, but Durning has the resilience. You see that jawbreaker, but
right to the throat.
A double chop to the throat. Cut off to the midsection, huge kick. Pipes perhaps thinking pump handle slam here. Oh, turns it into a running power slam. And I thought he was going to drive Durning to the ring.
He picked Durning up like he was Dryce Durning.
Smart to hook the leg there, but now going for a choke.
You see RJ, that knee draped across the throat.
Doing everything he can to punish Durning.
And a leg drop. You've mentioned before, Josh, one of his heroes, the late great Hulk Hogan, almost got the job done there.
Again, a very nonchalant pin, did not even bother to hook the leg.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. It's a great point by RJ. How many times, Travis, have you heard us mention how important it is to hook the leg?
It really is, but I understand Wesley's a big man. He was probably got in his head, trying to use his size, but you're right. If he hooks that, who knows, maybe it's done. But speaking of size, that was the size of a throw, man. Durning sternum first into the top turnbuckle.
Like the legendary Bret the Hitman Hart, who suffered many an injury because of that type of an impact. And speaking of, it looks like Wesley Pipes now attacking the leg across the turnbuckle post.
Very akin to Bret Hart. And, you mentioned an injury, RJ. Josh, Durning has a history of back issues.
He's got back issues. It's what kept him in retirement for as long as it did before he made an unexpected return last year.
By the end of this match, he may have leg issues. Oh! But the muscle beast driven into the ring post.
Wesley Pipes may need that gorilla mask for cosmetic reasons after a shot like that.
And I've said it to you before, Josh. Doesn't matter how skilled you are, how much of a game plan you have, a ring post is a ring post.
It's exactly. And it doesn't look. Yes, there's padding on it and the turnbuckles, but I mean, that's not thick padding.
A massive power slam from Wesley Pipes.
Nice. When ring post or not, Wesley Pipes learned his lesson, hooked the leg deep after that power
and
slam.
used his head as well as his arm for additional leverage, so additional pressure on Dick Durning there with that one.
Well played from the muscle beast, Wesley Pipes.
You got to think, like, if you look, notice how Pipes, he's slower to get up now after these pinfalls. I got to think the cardio's got to be on the side of the champion.
Oh, and we saw him knee that back, and now Durning's back driven into the turnbuckle, and we see him applying this bear hug across the lower lumbar.
Squeezing the life out of Durning, attacking the injured back.
And did you hear what Wesley Pipes just said, Josh?
For those who didn't hear it, he's going to break his damn back.
And it's looking like it may be the case. I would hate to suggest Pettifer stop this, but if Durning goes out, Durning goes out, and Pettifer's doing that, checking on Durning. Is Durning out for the count?
Well, rules are rules. Even if Pettifer wanted to call it for fear of an injury, he has to check the hand. Durning has to have the opportunity to respond.
Give him a fighting chance, Pettifer. The hand drops twice. One, pardon me. Oh, fighting out of it. Dick Durning. You know better than anyone, Josh. He won't quit.
He's not going to quit. You are going to have to make him pass out before he gives up.
Oh, a vicious headbutt. My goodness.
And look, why didn't Pettifer call those closed fists, Travis?
Those did look very tight, but Pettifer let it go.
It's heat of the moment, referee's discretion. Pipes, though, able to drop that throat across that top rope, and Durning out into the turnbuckle. And what's
here we
Wesley
go.
Pipes thinking?
Here it comes.
From outside to inside. Wesley
my
Pipes
goodness.
is a beast! Superplex from the outside to inside, RJ.
Just unbelievable strength on the part of Wesley Pipes. That is why he is the muscle beast. Dick Durning in a desperate situation, though.
Kotsab, I don't know if you've ever taken a superplex, but notice that took something out of Wesley, too. Not able to make the cover.
I have taken a superplex, and it feels about as good as it looks. But you're absolutely right. It did take something out of Pipes too. But look at Durning. I mean, we talked about his back issues. He suffered that long bear hug earlier, so now the wind being taken out of him more so.
He essentially fell 12 feet onto his injured back.
Absolutely. You could argue further as the ring reverberated upon impact.
This is true, and Pipes staying on the challenger. The champion, though, a fighting champion. True words never spoken. Durning showing all the heart here. Momentum reverse and drops Wesley Pipes.
Durning like a house of fire.
Durning has a second win, a third win, and a fourth win.
How do you stop the momentum of the ace of the Maritimes, Josh?
I don't know that you can when he gets in this zone.
And turnabout's fair play. We mentioned Durning's bad back. He has hit a backbreaker on the Muscle Beast.
May not have been the best choice from Durning after the work that Pipes did on the knees earlier on.
A fighting spirit, though, running through him with that kick to the face, and Durning loves this. This bulldog from the inside to outside drops Pipes.
Durning amongst his people.
Look at Pipes. His eyes are glazed over. I don't think he knows exactly where he's at.
Gary Daniels sticking his nose where it doesn't
Split-legged
belong.
moonsault, and how many times have we seen Durning with this? 1, 2, 3. This match should be over, RJ.
Matthew Patterford
It's not, though.
feeding into the
You can't
distraction.
count what you can't see.
Someone get control of this. Get Gary Daniels out of here. And Dick Durning will hit a man with glasses.
That's the general manager of our company. Durning is going to get fined.
Well, worse than a fine is the mark of the beast.
Look at him muscling up Durning.
Durning able to fight out of it. Oh, O'Connor roll from Pipes. Oh, Durning reverses momentum. Durning grabbed the ropes. I am shocked, but
Pipes tried to grab the trunks. I'll call it the way I see it. He tried to hold the trunks, and it ended up pulling the momentum in Durning's favor.
Superstars of Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Dick Durning!
normally I would reprimand someone from that, but with how many times Gary Daniels got involved, stuck his nose where it didn't belong, Pipes tried to grab the trunks, and at the end of the day, turnabout's fair play.
Yeah, well, now Durning's got a lawsuit on his hands.
Also on his hands is the Superstars of Wrestling Championship, and he is playing it. You mentioned Hulk Hogan being one of Pipes' heroes. He's playing the belt like the NWO, Kotsab.
They just can't get him again!
Hey, well deserved.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you again for coming out tonight for our debut event here in Sussex. Again, we will return to Sussex later on this spring. Stay tuned to the Superstars of Wrestling Facebook page for news about that event. We hope to see you all next weekend at TD Station for Sea Dogs Wrestling Night with hardcore legend Rhyno and WWE superstar Chris Masters. Thank you again for coming out. Have a great evening. Drive safe.